Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast. We are officially changed from the Pocatello business, even though our heart still lives in Pocatello. We love Pocatello, but we want to be out amongst everyone in Idaho. So I am joined today with Kent Oram, CEO of ICCU. He's been on our show once before. So we've had a lot of people asking for his return. So I begged and pleaded, and he was nice enough to come on again. So Kent, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for asking me again. It's apparently this is my comeback tour.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I was hoping to say it's post-COVID, but we're not quite there yet. So
almost, though. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're getting there.
Exactly. So before we roll into this, we also just picked up a new sponsor. We are sponsored by Sensations, the spa over there in Flandreau Drive next to Gold's Gym. So if you need any massage needs, some tanning, or any other good stuff, call over there at 208-237-7866 and look out for some specials this month if you mention the podcast. So Kent, operating as a CEO, you're operating at a high level. I'm sure people will wonder, what's your daily routine like?
Well, every day at our credit union, our work groups start off with what we call a daily huddle, and it stands for Handle Daily Logistics. And my team and I participate in that. We've been doing it using Zoom since March 16th of 2020. Every day has been a huddle on Zoom, and we don't miss many. We don't miss many at all. And it's been interesting to see us transition from doing those in person to on Zoom using that platform. And we have a good time. On Fridays, we do Free for All Friday, and typically that is just me asking silly questions, and we have a lot of fun. The huddles last somewhere between 8 to 15 minutes at our work groups, and so that's the first thing I do every day. And after that, there is no standard. There's no routine. It's just whatever comes up. So I check my email, but I try not to live in that. Been a lot of electronic meetings for the last year, and that today that's a typical day to day. This is my fifth already, and it's only 11:30. So,
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of I like that part of my job. I've always had a job where it's been a little bit unpredictable, and I enjoy that part of my career.
I like that. Let's rewind just a little bit more from even before you start your workday. Do you have any kind of rituals you do in the morning from when you wake up to get ready to go to work?
No, not really. I just get ready and come to work. And
Nice.
I used to get up and play racquetball in the mornings, and that's coming back soon. I love to play racquetball, so that'll be back soon. But right now, it's just get up and go to work.
Oh, nice. You have to go challenge my dad. I still haven't been able to beat him. So
yeah, I'll give that a try.
Perfect. So where are you now, and what are your future goals looking like?
Where am I now in my life?
Yeah, and just in your life, and I'm not talking just exclusively business, but just where are you at, and what do you have in the future?
The interesting thing as a person ages a little bit. I have a birthday coming up next week, and I'll be 64 years old, which I never really imagined. I've been at Idaho Central. This is my 38th year here.
Wow.
Working. I have a lovely wife, Donette, who's been with me for all of that and more. And we have 13 grandkids, and we love each one of those. So we have a lot of fun. We're in a stage of life where family is very, very important to both of us. My activities center around my family. I don't hunt, I don't fish, I don't golf. I do things with my family. If they want to hunt and fish and golf, I'll go with them. But I'm not going to let that take me away from my family right now. And that's where I am personally. Professionally, obviously, I'm probably towards the end of my career here at Idaho Central. And I am really struggling with that. I enjoy what I do. I don't just enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And I think that we make a difference in the world, we and everybody who works with me. And I hesitate to step away from that because I wonder what I'll do next. But we'll see.
Yeah. And it's a wide array of options you have, I'm sure. So
Yeah.
it's just picking the one you like the best.
Yeah. Rocking in a chair. That's what, we'll see. I don't believe I'm a rocker. I don't think
get that banjo. Get that banjo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. All right. Well, let's get back into the business side more. What is one of your favorite parts of just being in the position you're in?
I've been CEO since 2007, and our credit union is 10 times bigger than it was in 2007 now, more than 10 times bigger. And so my job has evolved really rapidly during the last 12 years. And I'm at a place right now where, most of my duties are general in nature, overseeing in nature, kind of big picture. And I really like that part. The folks around me are very competent and do what they do and drive the organization at the detail level. And I don't do much of that at all anymore, except in branch selection, branch placement. That's kind of still my baby.
Sure.
But yeah, so it's a fun place to be as a CEO, to be able to just give guidance, hopefully be a little bit inspirational now and then. I read a lot and try to share things that I've read that make sense to our teams and maybe could help elevate their game. So that's what I'm about right now at work.
Sure. I like that. And you said over 10 times the size since 2007.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. It's been a really fun ride. And obviously we're doing something right at our credit union, but really the place that we are in Idaho, this is a gorgeous place to be. I'm looking at your background right now, and that's Idaho. And
that's Idaho, man.
This is a beautiful place to be, and the people here are wonderful. Just good old fashioned, really wonderful people. We're an attractive state, and so we have growth coming in, and we're capitalizing on that too. So a lot of things all come together, and it's been quite a ride.
That's amazing. So you've seen a lot of growth and you've seen a lot of success, but what's one of the biggest mistakes you've made in business?
Well, I used to always tell my dad the only mistake I've ever made is the day I thought I was wrong. And then he would tell me that that's not true. I think I don't know about mistakes. I like to think, my granddaughter taught me the other day that making a mistake is just an opportunity for your brain to get smarter.
That's true.
Yeah, she's 7 and she taught me something just last Thursday afternoon. So
that's awesome.
It was really cool. And anyway, you make decisions along the way and you hope they play out, and sometimes they don't. And I think what I've learned more than, regretting a mistake is how to just walk away from fix it and get back to, making more decisions that, maybe one of them will be wrong too, but don't dwell on it. Just keep going.
That's part of being a business leader. I'm sure, going from 10 times your size and from 07 to now, there's been some things that hasn't worked, like you said, but then there's some things that have just been extraordinary. So that's.
Yeah. Well, and I used to be the chief information officer, and one time under my direction, we sent out about 80,000 statements and they were all wrong. And when you send out that number of statements to a group of members who trust you and are depending on you to be accurate, and they're all wrong, you learn things from something like that. And
sure.
Yeah, you basically put in double checks and systems in place that hopefully that can never happen again. And so I'm full of mistakes, but hopefully I've learned from them along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys don't get to the size you're at without, getting out of your comfort zone and learning how to pivot from one thing to another. So.
Yeah. I was on a call 2 days ago and they asked a gentleman for his current frame of mind, just a word that describes his current frame of mind. And he says, it's 3 words: pivot or die.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast the other day, along the same lines, is that Tony Robbins was talking about, satisfied customers go away, but raving fans stay.
That's
and
right.
I feel like you guys have such a good a way about, creating those raving fans of customers. People kind of live and die ICCU as they get into a membership with you guys. That's the outside looking in a little bit. So.
No, that's nice of you to say. And I'll give you a secret to our success. First of all, the secret is always people. Is who you hire, how you train, how you recruit, how you motivate, how you retain. That's number one. And I think it's number one for every business, but I know it's number one here. And then beyond that, we've had so much success involving ourselves in our communities and being a community partner and trying to lead a little bit in our communities and make sure that people see us out there. And those things have paid dividends to us, people and community.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's huge. So, all right. Well, I know, with the housing market as it is, and you being in the financial arena, talk to me about what's going on in the housing market currently. What's your vibe on that? What do you think's happening? Besides, is it just all supply and demand, or is it something more?
A lot of times people use the word crazy. I think it's one of the most overused words, but not in this case. What's going on in Idaho is crazy. It is supply and demand. It is in migration. It's people who are doing a little better and want to upgrade a little bit. And there's just pressure on every single category of home in Idaho, multifamily to single detached to even vacation rental. It's just busy everywhere. And that does not show any sign of letting up. I know people are involving themselves and trying to build more housing to try to catch up a little bit. That's going to be a battle. Now we have plenty of money to help fund that. It's a matter, we're really lacking in the talent to keep up right now. And that's through no fault of anybody. It's just the demand has outpaced the supply. And it'll equalize itself eventually, but I don't see that for years.
I think you're right. I was just at the construction combine, just stopped by to see one of my construction buds yesterday. And he said the turnout was a lot lower this year due to COVID, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating to hear because we need, good talent out there to keep building. So.
Yeah. Well, we're having a lot of success in financing construction projects, both commercial and residential. And we hope we're helping make a difference that way by providing the funding to enable those things to be built. I know there's a lot more that needs to be built. We're working on a couple of multifamily projects that hopefully we can facilitate, but I guess everybody does their part and maybe we can catch up. But right now we're way behind.
Yeah. It is crazy. So
it is.
What do you see with what's happening with the rates?
The stated goals of the Federal Reserve are to hold the rates consistent through 2021. Of course, what we just talked about, natural pressures would push rates up, but regulatory pressures are holding them down. Hopefully, when that stance of the Federal Reserve changes a little bit, and they let rates float a little bit, they'll go up. Hopefully, it's in a
no problem.
Hopefully it's in a measured way when rates start to move, that it's not just overnight crazy, because that'd be really harmful. So I think that rates are here to stay about where they are, kind of floating around for all the rest of 2021. But the pressures are up. The pressures are up, not down.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, well that was a good little insight there on the market and some rates. So let's move on. Let's move into the lightning round towards the end here. All right, so the lightning round is sponsored by, like always, Dale's Outdoor Advertising. If you mention the podcast when you call Rob and you can call him at 208-232-6886. If you mention the podcast, he'll give you the first month for free or your installation for free if you sign up for a 3-month deal. So there you go, guys. Yeah. One of my favorite questions recently, these newer episodes, is what's maybe your best book you've read, or a tool or software that you've used, and why it's so great?
I like a book that's a little bit academic. It's called Primal Leadership, written by the same group that wrote Emotional Intelligence.
Hmm.
And Primal Leadership is an exploration of leadership styles and where they are most effective, like from dictatorship clear through consensus building, um, and how those have fit into our society and continue to fit in our society. I'll give you a really good example. When your child runs into the street and there's traffic coming and you yell, turn around, get out of the street, that's a time for daddy to be a dictator.
Hmm.
And that's a time for little Johnny to understand that daddy just yelled something that I need to obey. And it's not a time for a family council, you know. So
Hmm.
there are leadership styles can be applied across the board. And it's just, you know, I think the more we learn about that, the more we understand it, the better leaders we are. That's by far my favorite book. A little
I like
academic,
that.
like I said, but I like it.
I like that. And I was actually a dictator last night on a walk with my two little girls. So
Hey, good for you. Yeah, little children. That's why I was just talking to somebody the other day and I said, there's a reason that we don't get to vote or reach majority till we're 18. I mean, we need help. We need
oh
guidance.
yeah. Yeah, it's exactly right. So
Yep.
perfect. So what are you most excited about right now? Just in general.
Oh, so in business, I'm excited about this transformation that all businesses are going through, including ours and financial, from what they call digitization. That's the big buzzword, but it's been
Hmm.
happening for 2 decades. As
Sure.
you know, as things have moved to a more electronic way of life, and I'm sad for some of the people who get left behind in that, especially local retail. That's the ones I think that are really hurting the worst.
Yeah.
Um, but for our business, it's just so much easier to do business with us and do it in a transparent way that people can trust us because they can just see right into the books. So I love that. I love everything that we're doing around that. We still believe in branches, so I like to build branches, and we have
Yeah.
4 of them going right now. And so
Wow.
I'm always excited about that. And then personally, I just, my wife and I have been together most of 2020 while I worked from home most of the time. And I was worried, you know, what would that be like when I retired? And it turns out we can get along. So that's good. So
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, I have a wonderful companion. And it's been an interesting year of us being much closer together during the day than we have been for many, many years. It's been fun.
That's great. So where are the four branches being built out right now?
One's in Pocatello at the
Okay.
corner of Fifth and Benton. One's in
Oh,
Lewiston. One's in Lewiston. One's in at the corner of Milwaukee and Ustick in Boise, which is probably better known as the corner where the Reggie's Veggies stand is.
oh,
Uh, and then at the corner of 10 Mile and Franklin in Meridian. And those are
wow.
uh, the two, the Lewiston and the Benton haven't, well, Benton's kicked off a little bit.
Yeah.
The other two are underway. They'll be done by for sure by September. The other two probably a little later in the year.
Well, that's good. That Benton quarter has needed some TLC for some years now, so that'll
Yeah.
be good to get it.
Oh, we're gonna build a beautiful building with some beautiful landscape, just like we always do, and spice up that part of town. I hope.
I like it. And Lewiston, most people don't know that we have a port up in Lewiston.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool idea. So, well, perfect. And my last question:
Mhm.
what profession other than the one you're already in would you like to attempt if you could do it again? If you could do it again.
Yeah. So while I was going to college, I worked on a farm for a wonderful man who
Okay.
helped me through school. And honestly, if I could pick a profession and the funding was right, and because farming's such a tough game,
Yeah.
I would love to be a farmer. That would just be. And in fact, I have a friend who's a farmer up in Blackwood, and I've asked him if it's okay if I come and plow after I retire. He wonders if I'm really committed, so we're trying to negotiate.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh,
Hey, that
he also wonders if I'm qualified, because the equipment is so much more technical these days. And I'm like, I have a computer
it's
science
true.
degree. I'll be fine.
It is true. These things drive themselves now. You just have to program them. So
Yeah. No, I think farming, in the agricultural word, farming, ranching, all that. I'm not much of a rancher on that side. I'm more of an ag person on the other side. But
sure.
as far as my interests go, man, what a powerful impact those folks have on our economy. And
Oh yeah.
we're all overweight because they do such a great job of feeding
It's
us.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up in Aberdeen, that's all it is a farm town. So,
Yep.
grew up working on those farms. Good experiences. So,
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you, Kent, for coming on again with us. We really do appreciate you, and hope to have you again whenever we can get you.
All right. Well, it's been nice. Thank you, Spencer. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, and everyone listening, go to ICCU, go open up some accounts. Let's keep this economy rolling, huh?
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.